Let's begin.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Podcast by Mr. B, the place where we help you speak English like a real person, not like a textbook.
Hey, good morning, Mr. B, and hello to everyone listening right now, whether you're on the bus, at the gym, or maybe still in bed with your coffee.
No judgment at all. Coffee and English. That's a perfect morning right there.
Honestly, same. Mr. B, how are you today?
I'm really good, thank you. I had a great walk this morning. It's a beautiful day, and I'm excited about today's topic.
Oh, yes, me too. Tell them what we're talking about today.
Okay, so today we are talking about something that every English learner, every single one, needs in real life.
Yes, something that sounds so simple but is actually really hard.
Asking for help at work in English.
Oh, yes, this is a big one.
Right? It sounds easy, but when you're at work and your boss is right there or your colleague is busy, suddenly you forget every English word you ever learned.
That's so true. My mind goes completely blank.
Exactly. So today we're going to fix that. We have a simple 3-step plan to help you ask for help at work, clearly, politely, and confidently.
I love it. And real phrases too, right? Not textbook stuff.
Real phrases, the kind that native speakers actually use every day.
Before we jump in, if you're enjoying this episode, do us a little favor.
Just hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe. It really, truly helps us keep making these lessons for you.
And if you have a friend learning English, share this with them. Learning is always better together, right?
100%. Okay, let's get into it.
Mr. B, can I ask, why is asking for help so difficult in a second language?
Great question. So there are 2 problems. The first problem is words. You know you need help, but you don't know exactly how to say it in English.
Right, like you're thinking in your language, but the English just doesn't come out.
Exactly. And the second problem is feelings. You feel embarrassed. You think, what if my English sounds wrong? What if I look stupid?
Oh, that's so real. I remember when I was learning, I didn't want to say anything because I was scared.
And that's totally normal. But here's the thing. When you ask for help politely and clearly, people respect you. They don't think you're stupid. They think you're professional.
That's a good point. Asking for help is actually a professional skill.
Exactly. Okay, so let me show you the plan. I call it the 3-step help formula.
Ooh, I like the name.
Step 1, say what you need. Step 2, ask politely. Step 3, say thank you. That's it.
That's it? 3 steps? Short and clear.
I like that. Very simple. All right, step 1, say what you need. Before you ask for help, you need to know what you want, and then say it simply.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Imagine you don't understand something in a meeting. What do you want? You want someone to explain it again.
Okay, so what do you say?
You say, I need a little help with this, or I don't quite understand this part.
Oh, that's nice. I don't quite understand this part. It's polite, it's not rude.
Right. The word quite makes it softer. It's not I don't understand, which can sound sharp. It's I don't quite understand.
Oh, that's a small word, but it changes a lot.
Yes, small words are very powerful in English. Repeat after us. I need a little help with this. I don't quite understand this part. Could you help me with something?
Let's try one more situation. What if your computer has a problem and you need help from IT?
Good one. You walk to the IT desk and you say, Hi, I'm having a problem with my computer. Can you help me?
Oh, wow, that's so simple.
It really is. I'm having a problem with something. Can you help me? That's your template.
I'm having a problem with my printer. Can you help me?
Perfect. You got it. Okay, step 2. Ask politely. Now, in English, especially at work, how you ask is just as important as what you ask.
Oh, so the same question can sound rude or polite.
Exactly. Listen to this. Do this for me versus, could you help me with this when you have a moment?
That's so true. My mind goes completely blank.
Exactly. So we use polite question words. The magic words are could you, would you, do you mind, is it okay if?
Could you, would you, do you mind, is it okay if? I like those.
Let's practice. Anna, ask me for help with a report politely.
Okay. Could you help me finish this report? I'm not sure about the numbers.
That's great. Short, polite, and clear.
Thank you. What if your boss is really busy? You don't want to bother them.
Great situation. You say, I'm sorry to bother you. Do you have a quick minute?
Oh, I love a quick minute. That means just a little bit of time, right?
Exactly. You're saying, I don't need a lot of your time, just a minute.
That's so thoughtful.
That's the thing. When you show that you respect the other person's time, they are always more happy to help. Repeat after us. Could you help me with this when you have a moment? Would you mind showing me how to do this? I'm sorry to bother you. Do you have a quick minute? Is it okay if I ask you something? And step 3, say thank you. This one is short, but don't skip it.
Everyone knows thank you, right?
They do, but there are better ways to say it at work, ways that sound more professional and warm.
Like what?
Try these. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Or, thanks, that makes sense now. Or, I really appreciate your help.
Oh, I really appreciate it. That sounds so professional.
It does. It's not just thanks. It shows real gratitude.
What if someone helped you a lot, like they spent 30 minutes helping you?
Then you say, I really appreciate you taking the time to help me. That was really helpful.
That's beautiful. It shows you value their time.
Exactly. People remember that. Now let's put all 3 steps together. Anna, let's do a quick role play. You are a new employee. I am your colleague. You need help understanding the company software.
Okay, I'm ready. Hi, Mr. B. Sorry to bother you. Do you have a quick minute?
Sure. What's up?
I'm having a little trouble with the software. I don't quite understand how to add a new client. Could you show me?
Of course. It's easy. Look here. Explains.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Perfect. Anna, that was great.
Really? I was nervous.
You used all 3 steps. Step 1, I'm having trouble with the software. Step 2, could you show me? Step 3, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Oh, wow. I actually did all 3 without thinking.
That's the goal. When you practice the formula, it becomes natural. You don't think about it. It just comes out. Now let's talk about confidence, because knowing the phrases is one thing, but using them when you're nervous, that's the real challenge.
Yes, sometimes I know the words, but my voice is so quiet and I feel shy.
Okay, tip number 1, slow down. When we're nervous, we speak fast. Fast English is hard to understand, so breathe and speak slowly.
That's such a good reminder. Slow is clear.
Slow is clear. Tip number 2, look at the person. Not at the floor, not at your phone. Make eye contact. It shows confidence.
Even if you're scared inside?
Especially when you're scared inside. Act confident and you start to feel confident. It's real.
That's actually true. What about body language?
Stand up straight. Don't cross your arms. Keep your voice calm. These things tell the other person, I am a professional.
Okay, what if you forget a word, like mid-sentence, the word is just gone?
Great question. So first, don't panic. Just say, sorry, let me think for a second. Or, what's the word? Ah, yes. Everyone forgets words, even native speakers.
Really?
Of course. The difference is, native speakers don't panic. They pause, they think, and they keep going. You can do the same.
I like that. Just keep going.
Exactly. You're doing great. Even if your English is not perfect, trying is what matters. Confidence phrases. Sorry, let me think for a second. What's the word? Ah, yes. I'm sorry, my English is not perfect, but I'll try. Could you repeat that? I want to make sure I understand. Now let's add a few more real-life phrases you can use at work.
Yes, please. Give us more.
Okay, what if you need to check your understanding? You say, so just to check, you mean, or let me make sure I understand. You want me to...
Oh, I love that. It's a way of asking, did I understand correctly?
Exactly. That shows you're listening carefully. Very professional.
What about if you need more time to think?
Great one. Say, that's a good question. Let me think about it. Or, can I get back to you on that?
Can I get back to you on that? So that means I'll answer you later?
Exactly. You're not ignoring the question. You're saying, I take this seriously and I'll answer when I'm ready.
That's really useful. What if your boss gives you instructions and you don't fully understand?
Say, I want to make sure I do this right. Could you explain the last part again? Your boss will love that. It shows you care about the work.
Oh, that is good. You're not saying I don't understand, you're saying I want to do it right.
Exactly. It's the same message, but one sounds professional and one sounds uncertain. Always go for professional.
Okay, Mr. B, before we finish, let's do a quick recap. Can we go through the 3-step formula one more time?
Of course. Let's do it together. Anna, step 1.
Step 1. Say what you need. Tell the person simply what the problem is. I'm having trouble with, I don't quite understand.
Good. Step 2.
Step 2. Ask politely. Use could you, would you, do you mind, or is it okay if? Be respectful of the person's time.
Perfect. And step 3.
Step 3. Say thank you. Not just thanks, but I really appreciate it, or that was really helpful.
Excellent. And remember, keep it short. You don't need a long speech to ask for help. Short and clear is always best.
Short and clear. I like that.
And use the confidence tips. Speak slowly, look at the person, keep your voice calm. And if you forget a word, just pause and keep going.
You're doing great. That's the message, right?
That's always the message. Okay, before we go, we have a question for all of you.
Yes, write this down, or just listen and think about it.
Here is the question. Think about your workplace, or your school, or your daily life. What is one situation where you need to ask for help in English?
Maybe it's asking your boss to explain something. Maybe it's asking a colleague for help with the computer. Maybe it's asking a customer to repeat what they said.
Whatever it is, write it in the comments. Write your answer in a full sentence, like this. I need help with, or I want to practice asking for help when.
We read every single comment. Every one.
Everyone, and we reply. So come say hello down there.
We'd love to hear from you.
All right, everyone. That's our lesson for today. The 3-step help formula. Step 1, say what you need. Step 2, ask politely. Step 3, say thank you.
Practice these phrases every day, even just one sentence. Real progress comes from small steps.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. New lessons every week. Always free, always practical.
See you in the next episode.
Take care, everyone, and remember, you're doing great.